So Beyonce and Jay-Z made a surprise F1 visit to go and see Lewis Hamilton drive with him and basically have an experience. This has caused a stir, especially when it comes to Beyonce, her outfits, what she was wearing and what she looked like, and basically is being accused of face tuning. Hey guys, that's Murad Morali. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Let's have this conversation because I feel like it's needed. Do subscribe to the channel and let's get into this. I'm keen to hear your thoughts and comments. So Beyonce and Jay-Z were there, and it has shocked fans after images that were shared on her profiles online were vastly different from the photos that were taken via Getty and in reality. Once the photos hit social media, fans are quick to point out that photo editing tools like Facetune or Face app may have been used to enhance Beyonce's looks as opposed to her in person. Beyonce absolutely edits her Instagram pictures. It's been talked about for a while now, a fan said. Somebody else stated, Beyonce in real life versus her Instagram, her fan base said she looks the same and no edits were made. After people making fun of others, Beyonce popped out looking huge. I love how the universe works, another person tweeted. So some people are really enjoying this. Other people are confused, and people are comparing, the differences here, where they do seem to notice what is going on, and it has just caused a stir that somebody of the caliber of Beyonce would be face tuning in such an obvious manner than from what was seen in person. Now, in person, I believe she looks great. We've seen Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, Beyonce all recently in public, and perhaps they have gotten a bit thick, but thick, thin, our bodies travel with us throughout our entire life in terms of the shape. And so I don't think that this should be heavily critiqued, especially when I don't think Beyonce looks that bad in person. However, there is a difference from what is being posted. Everybody face tunes, face apps to some kind of an extent, filters, use and edit, wants to talk about the saturation and etc. and edit all of this. A lot of people do this. So Beyonce doing this was something that was unexpected, and it just has really confused fans, shocked them over the weekend, and they didn't really expect this. I just think that we need to be less abrasive on the idea of people when they turn up to public events and they look, different to their Instagram pictures, when it's not that much of a difference. Because this isn't the conversation of Khloe Kardashian when we saw how she looked like via her Instagram, via her confessionals on her reality TV show. There was a stark difference here. I think there's only slight differences with Beyonce. And I don't think it's really that serious. Now, Jay-Z was also there with her, and certain pictures of him have circulated where he does look, I would say, harsh looking. Perhaps he was having a long day. Perhaps he was there to show his lace front, in response to Nicki, who said that, Jay-Z take the lace front off. And of course, since then, I feel like he has tried to customize and, change his hairstyle here and there to show that his hair is real and that it isn't a lace front and that it actually is, authentic. He definitely looked quite harsh looking to me, but, that's a whole entire different conversation. But they've definitely both caused a stir in terms of their appearances and in reality and what they look like. And I'm just keen to know if you guys caught this. What are your thoughts on this? I think it was nice that they were with Lewis Hamilton driving around, and that she is more in public, but yeah, it's definitely caused a conversation for sure. Now, outside of this, Nicki Minaj, guys, legal news. The judge is planning, guys, to force sale one of Nicki's 20 million mansions in order to pay a security guard's judgment. Now, I don't understand why Nicki does not just pay this money, because there shouldn't be a reason for why a property needs to be sold for 20 million in order for 500,000 default that needs to be paid. The rapper and her husband were previously ordered to pay a security guard $500,000 for his broken jaw and other damages, but so far they have refused to pay, the man states. So the judge has come out to say that they are planning to force sale this property because apparently Nicki is refusing. Now, a 20 million property does not mean that 20 million is going to go to the hands of this, victim and, for damages. That's not how this works. It's only $500,000. It's not 20 million in damages. It's only 500,000 in damages. I think that people need to understand that correction. But I am confused as to why this is not being paid, because I just genuinely feel like this needs to be sorted out so that, you know, all of this goes down the drain when it comes to this conversation. It is also important to note that Rolling Stone is covering the story, and somebody on the board, I believe, and basically is a contributor towards Rolling Stone, is Desiree Perez. So people need to look into the language of these articles and where they're coming from, the sources, because of course something that is affiliated with Desiree Perez is going to be a front runner in posting against Nicki, because Nicki's been calling out Desiree Perez for a very long time because of the situation with Desiree and her daughter and the ongoing legal matters that they have. So everybody, in my opinion, is basically just playing chess. That's what this is giving, and the sources are coming out to basically come for each other, and it's just getting very ugly. We know that Desiree Perez and Demore Hadley have legal situations going on, and they're is probably going to go to a trial, especially because the judge has forwarded many of those charges. Is this, guys, a Beyonce facetune fail? I do want to know what your thoughts are on whether you think that this is the most, or was this basically dramatic and overblown. Definitely, I feel like this has upset her and the team, because they like to do everything very crystal clear, and that is smooth sailing, and this is causing some PR issues, because when it came to the Super Bowl that she did, there were of course pictures that came out that did have angles that of course upset her. So I think that this is very similar to that. If you guys remember what took place with the Super Bowl, where she basically did not want extra cameras around for future performances, you obviously have the Getty images showing different angles, and she isn't going to like this backlash that she obviously is receiving. Now, do you guys remember the main prosecutor, Maureen Comey, and how she was fired? Her father, James Comey, was of course facing very strong allegations against him and had strong charges against him. Those charges, guys, have all recently been dropped. In the past 2 days, James Comey, who was the head lead against Epstein and of course had big issues with Trump, put out a video to celebrate and inform people that he actually is going to be okay, and that the charges have been dropped because of secret dealings that were going on behind the scenes. So this is really good news for the Comey family, because then it also puts Maureen Comey in a better place. Yes, she was fired after the P. Diddy trial, but this means that because her father is in the clear, it can put Maureen in a position where she can definitely do what she wants to do. So this is good for the Comey household, because they went up against Epstein, they went up against Diddy, and these are people that are not favorable as far as I'm concerned. And so therefore it is interesting that there was a Comey takedown, and yet it looks like the Comeys have survived this. And it's very important, because you would think the people trying to prosecute Diddy or Epstein, why would there be a takedown against them? It makes you think, because there could be others behind the veil, very much in public, who've been untouched, who could be the next one, and therefore they might want to prevent this from happening. Very interesting indeed. Let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. Do subscribe to the channel, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.